All right, have I got a good one for you? I just got off a coaching call. I have a client, she's currently pregnant. She's doing fantastic. And she had a huge epiphany as we're working on her relationship with food about how her emotions have affected her eating. And she noticed, she comes to me and says, I had this realization, all of my emotions are temporary. They're not going to hang around forever. She says, I noticed this the other day. She said, I was so angry with one of my clients. I could have literally just wrung their neck. I was so upset. She says, but then she says, I got distracted with something, and all of a sudden I realized I wasn't angry anymore. I woke up the next day and I wasn't angry anymore. She said, one day my husband and I, we got into this huge fight about something with my business. And she says, and I literally was contemplating getting a divorce. She's like, I was that angry with him. And she said, and then the next day I woke up and I was fine. And I didn't even feel those feelings anymore. And she goes, and I'm starting to see it now. She says, all these feelings that in the moment feel so powerful, so absolute, so permanent. She says, they're going to be gone. I don't know when they're going to be gone. She says, but they're going to be gone. And I don't have to react to them with food. I don't have to react to them and make a drastic decision. And I said, you are 100% right. Because when I first met her, she would have these what we call F-it days with food, where when she saw something was not going well, she saw something on the scale that upset her, she saw herself eating in a way that she felt was poor, she would just be like, F it, because she felt badly about herself, and she allowed that feeling to dictate the action she was going to take the rest of the day. What she's starting to see now really clearly is that in the areas of food and in the areas of personal life, career, that she's going to have a lot of feelings, but they don't have to be the dictator of what she does or doesn't do. She can separate a feeling from an action, and she could do the action anyway, and then over time the feeling will just naturally fall away. And I told her, I said, yeah, this is very true for me. When I was really in the throes of my eating issues, I would not have planned to have something on my food log, and let's just say it was a candy bar. I wouldn't have planned for it. Then all of a sudden, somebody would bring me a candy bar. Somehow a candy bar would become in my awareness. I was walking past a grocery store. I saw a candy bar. It was on sale. So there was all these motivations as to why I had to have this candy bar. And I might even buy the candy bar. And then I would have this thought, oh, I got to eat it now. But I was working on delayed gratification at the time. And I remember this very clearly. I was working on delayed gratification. And I remember saying, okay, I'm going to have it tomorrow. I'll plan it tomorrow. But I had this overwhelming feeling and sensation in my body that I had to have it right now. This compulsory feeling inside of myself. Come the next day, I planned the candy bar in, full permission to eat it, and I was baffled. I was shocked. I didn't want it. I was like, hey, I'll have this instead. And I was so perplexed, how could the previous 24 hours, it felt like a life or death situation to eat this candy bar. But today, I have full permission to eat the candy bar, and I don't even want the candy bar. And that really was eye-opening to me, that I could stop trusting this feeling thing. It's it's going to show up, it's going to do its thing. I can acknowledge and notice it, but I don't have to drop everything I'm doing in my life because I have a feeling. I can know, like my client just pointed out, it's going to go away on its own. I don't even have to do anything about it. And if it helps, speak out loud. I'm feeling very agitated right now. I'm feeling a desperate need to eat that candy bar. But then go do something else. See what happens, because it can't live with you forever. Good feelings or bad feelings, they can't stay with you forever and ever. They show up. They're there. You have these intense moments and they go away. And I akined it to, or I drew a likeness to going on a roller coaster. You can be standing there on the ground, roller coaster you've never gone on before. It's totally overwhelming. It's totally frightening. You're thinking, oh my God, this is the most freaky thing I'm ever going to go on. You go on the roller coaster, stomach's up to your throat, all kinds of craziness, but you get off the roller coaster and maybe 10, 20 minutes later, you're back to normal. Everything's settled down, but you went through this crazy experience, right? That's no different than any other emotion you have. Whether it's anger at your husband and you want to divorce him, whether it's frustration with a colleague or a coworker, whether it's a desperation to eat a candy bar. They're all just feelings showing up, going away, showing up, going away. They're transient, they're not permanent. And I explained this to her in this way too. You wake up in the morning, your dresser's there. It's solid. You can touch your dresser, it's there. You can walk outside, your car is there, you can touch your car. It's real, it's tangible. Show me your feelings. Where are they? Where do they exist? How do you know they're there? You don't. They're kind of like created and then they go away. They're constantly in transition, right? They're never the same. So why do we give something that's not permanent, not real, all this power in our life to decide what we will and will not do when we can't see it, can't touch it, can't prove it's there, and no sooner do you feel it, but then it goes away and gets replaced by something else, right? This is why I always tell people, do the actions even when you have different feelings than you would prefer to have, because the feelings are coming and going, constantly changing, but the actions can be done regardless. All right, guys, I hope that helps. I will talk to you soon.